up, guys? HTG Brian back with some more LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and this is a mouthful. This is the Trade Federation Battleship Capital Ship Free Roam. That's right, we're going to knock out 8 Kyber Bricks and pick up that Capital Ship token, and we're going to do it by hanging out in the Geonosis area. Now, you might notice that Naboo is also listed, as there are 3 other locations beyond Geonosis that can spawn this ship, and I did have some troubles in my PS4 Go, so you might have to do some bouncing around. Now, if you have been following along, you probably already remember we have quick links down below in the video description, so if you're looking for a Kyber Brick, you might want to go ahead and look down there and jump from one brick to the next. But meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and pull up our stats here, and we have just finished up the old Steadfast and got all 9 of those Kyber Bricks and are ready to move on. So we're going to pull up our menu and, of course, toggle over to the ships, down to capital ships, look at the next one in line, which happens to be and it's the Trade Federation Battleship. So we're going to go ahead and spend that 30,000 studdage and go ahead and find out that we need to progress beyond Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And of course, it can spawn in Geonosis, Mustafar, Naboo, and Utapau. Now, I went to Geonosis and then actually went to all of them in my PS4 Go and had to come back to Geonosis for it to spawn. But in my PS5 attempt, in my real-time recording, it actually happened in my first go. All I did was travel to Geonosis and waited a couple of seconds. Now, keep in mind, too, I wasn't traveling in the Steadfast in my PS4 save, but I did here. So having a capital ship that you've completed in the area might be relevant, although I have no real evidence to confirm that. But look at this, the Trade Federation Battleship has officially appeared, and we didn't even have to jump around or nothing. So hopefully you guys had some good luck, just like I did. Now, next on the agenda is Seize the Trade Federation Battleship. That's right, that's going to require us to find the old green circle first, and then, of course, fly up close and personal and take out all of the flying ships, which I can't remember if they are vultures, or I think they're vultures again. But then we got to go ahead and take out all of the turbo cannons on top and bottom of that Trade Federation battleship. So I actually struggle a little bit. Now, in previous takings of the battleships, or capital ships, I should say, I had no problem. I simply made one pass, swooped through, took them all down. This one had a couple of hiding spots. And not really, but I guess they're just little turbo cannons or a couple of flying ships that maybe I had missed. Just be aware that there is that meter that needs to be depleted up top, and all of the ships and cannons are relevant to that. So we'll go ahead and just get up top and start paying attention and taking out all these guys on the top side here. You can see, though, I already have one that's sort of under the ship. That must be another flyer. Now, there's also some funny angles, right? You got all these towers that may or may not be blocking spots on the opposite side of the ship. So definitely make your rounds and, you know, go ups and downs, right? All right, so I think I find one more cannon off on the backside. Yep, it's shooting at me, hiding behind that tower. See? And then I do believe there are 2 more flyers in the area that I need to take down. So, fun fact for you, in my PS4 Go, one of the ships that spawned was like one of the dreadnoughts. I can't remember which one it was called. But it spawned, and I actually took it down because I was like, wait a minute, this isn't part of the capital ships, and I'm wondering, do I need to conquer these, or how does this all work? So I did attempt to take one down, and in the process, I had to take down a bunch of, like, higher-powered spots. Like, I had to get proton torpedoes to take some of these things out. So I was kind of flying around right now, looking, thinking maybe there's some of those bigger spots I got to take down. Turns out, nope, just a couple of flyers in the area. I eventually find the last one somewhere. Oh, turns out it was a turbo cannon. Psych, it was a flyer and a cannon. Booyaka shao. Depleted that meter, and then go ahead and line up your crosshairs with the old Trade Federation Battleship entry point, which I almost had it, but I got a quick bounce, a little skip of the rock off the ship there, and we'll go ahead and take it over. That's right. As soon as we begin to land, we actually find that there is a crew waiting for us. That's right. This isn't just going to be handed to us. We got to go take it down again. This one is a little bit different in the sense that we have to chase down sort of the captain of the ship. And once we find him, he actually traps us. That's right. It's a trap. And we have to get out of that trap, then follow him around and take him down. So basically the same, but a little different, as we have to spring ourselves from a trap that we find ourselves in. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. We've got a bunch of Troopas trying to take us down. We're going to run right by him. In fact, we're going to go all the way down the hallway, and I think it busts a right at the end. Watch out for all the stinky food. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. If you have some insight on why there's like green, stinky chicken wings and steaks and stuff, let me know, because I really have no clue what's going on there. I'm sure it's a reference to something in the movies or something, but I'm totally oblivious to it. So, all right, we've officially sprung the trap. You can see he's doing his little dance, doing his Fortnite stuffs there. We have a puzzle to solve. Now, as it turns out, there are some pressure-sensitive switches here. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my characters to stand on it, one that doesn't have the Force, because we're going to need the Force here in a minute. Now, I should have moved that box and stood it on that switch to my right, but I take my time with that. I don't do that right away. What we're going to do is basically just make our way around the room. The switch removes the wall. The fuse opens the bubbles for the next switch. Probably didn't need to put that one all the way back there, if I'm being honest. What I really needed to do was stand on that switch, but also use the Force to lift that box and put some weight on that switch. Turn that red to green, if you know what I mean. And there we go. So that should leave that wall open for us, allowing our secondary character to move off that other switch and come and stand on this new one that we have opened thanks to moving the fuse. That's right. So switch back to your Jedi-wielding character, or the Force-wielding character, and go ahead and pull that fusey out and put it in the socket next to it, and that should solve it. So again, you basically need to stand on the switch to remove the wall, pull the fuse or move the fuse into a new socket to open the new switch, to then do the same thing over and over again. So it's the same process. You just got to repeat it. It's sort of the rule of three, if you will. And here we are. We've got a new meter to depleter, and Captain Nuno Took is on his way out of here. He's a pain in the took-us, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I did find that in my PS4 save, I could get in front of him, and I just gave him the old cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, and he did not run off. But this time, he's running away from me. So I did not have the same luck, and unfortunately, there is seemingly a cooldown after you do damage on him where he kind of has a little bit of a safety point where he can flee and not take any more damage. But we eventually get that meter depleted, I promise. And once we do, it should allow us to spend that big bucks and take over this capital ship, which is going to cost us a cool 3 million studs. So hopefully you brought your piggy banks, because we're going to have to crack them things open and spend all them pennies. Maybe not. We've got over 12 billion, I'm pretty sure. So I think we're sitting good in that department. And this guy got away. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Oh, boy. This is not my finest battle, I gotta be honest. I thought about editing some of this out, but I know that a lot of you appreciate when I don't, because sometimes the struggle is real, and often I edit out or don't have those same struggles, and sometimes it just feels good to see somebody else going through the same stuff, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, we got it done, and look at that, 3 million studs. So we'll go ahead and look at that, yeah, 12 billion. I didn't even put a dent in our piggy bank, so we are good to go. And all right, so next up, so there is a shooting gallery here. In fact, this is going to be the last shooting gallery to complete our challenge that is scattered throughout the galaxy. Now, on some of these challenges, I've gone and done them prior to taking on an area. Some of them are relevant or related to an area. This one is definitely related to this ship, as it gives us a Kyber brick, but also related to that challenge, which in turn, by getting all 12 of the shooting galleries, which if you've been following along, you will have, you're going to get another 4 additional Kyber bricks. So I'm going to have to adjust that on the front screen there, because we do get more. But it's a little confusing when you're not knowing what's going on. All right, the shooting gallery, my one big tip for you here, as I'm already way behind in the commentary, is just to get off a funny angle here, a little off to the left, kind of like the Han Solo rule here. If we stand off in the left corner and kind of strafe back and forth, you actually have a nice line of sight on all of these things. And what you need to do is take out 25 of the robots, but there's those doors that open up and block you too. So if you hit it a couple of times, the door will disappear as well. But by being at an angle, you don't have to shoot as many. And look at that, I got 36 and you only needed 25. So the angle for the win. Blast 'em is the local Kyber Brick challenge here. We got that done. Now watch this, +4. What? We got 4 more. And I got a little excited, got them to my menu there. I pulled back, and then it pops up one more time. And we have officially completed the Anti-Trooper challenge as a result of our free roaming. Now, I do plan on putting a video out specifically for that, editing out all 12 of those, so if it's not out already, you should have it available for those of you who maybe not got that completed. All right, next up, we've got a Kyber Brick right outside the door here, but it's locked in a cage, and this cage needs a fuse. That's right, we need to allow the power to surge through, so we're going to go ahead and target the purple pluggable icon, which is basically on the other side of the map. We're going to go ahead and rip it out of the wall here, which actually does something else too. Notice in the corner, that switch became available. All you have to do is stand on that switch. It's going to open up another Kyber Brick cage and allow us to get that one. But we'll get that in a hot second. First, we got to finish up this CIS Kyber Brick investigation, which is going to require us to bring that fuse all the way back and slap it in the socket. And woo to the who. Kyber Brick for both me and you. All right, feeling good about that. Woot. I won't lie, too. At the end, I was looking at Kyber Brick counts thinking, wait, we only have one capital ship. There's only like 7 or 8 Kyber Bricks there. Oh, no, but there's challenges left, too. So we do have some challenges and some trophy achievement cleanup after this. We're not quite done yet, peoples. These ships are not the end. But, all right, Nostalgic Negotiations. This one is pretty simple. It's in what appears to be a giant conference room. But somebody has knocked all of the chairs off their blocks, so we're going to go ahead and do them a favor and apply them right where they need to be. Look at that. Go ahead and use the force. Pick them up, slap them into the place. There are 8 of them scattered throughout. It is super simple. I love this. Like the super pluggables is basically what this is, an item that requires multiple items, right? In this case, we got 8 chairs, and they go down pretty easy. All right. And then, of course, we got that the old cantina music. Hopefully that doesn't pop copyright. If it is totally silent by the time you see this, that means that I uploaded it and it popped copyright and I had to remove the audio from the game for that section. So hopefully that's not the case, as that would require a lot more effort, a lot more time, and, of course, maybe a late video arrival. All right, hey, remember that fuse we pulled out earlier? If you did not pull it out yet, go ahead and pop it out now and stand on this switch, and it should open up and give you that brick. Now, I thought about pulling the fuse, grabbing this brick, and then heading to the other, but just because I was already over there, it just made sense to go ahead and knock it out. All right, next up, we've got ourselves a Kyber Brick tucked in a little alcove. This one's called Federation Treasury. So finally, a Kyber Brick relevant to the name of the ship. They were really good about that on a couple levels ago, but not as much. I mean, it's happening, but not like every single one like before. All right, once you get to the door, we need a villain character to go ahead and hack this villain terminal. Go ahead and follow the prompts here. Yours is likely going to be different. But after a successful completion, we can open the door and grab that brick on the floor. Look at that treasury for sure. We use the force to blow up all those boxes and get a ton of studdage in the process. All right, next up, we've got one all the way down the hall. This one is called Deadeye Droid. And if you are careful, this can be really simple. All you have to do is take one of your characters and come and stand him on this switch in the corner. This is going to lower one of the red walls over on the opposite side of the room, allowing us a spot we can shoot a target. Now, you can use the force and push force that, or you can jump up on and shoot it with a blaster character as well. I don't think you can jump and shoot, though, so that's kind of a tricky thing, but I definitely recommend standing on that box. Or, again, if you've destroyed that box, use a character with the force and throw a little push force at him by hitting the circle or, I guess, B button, depending on what. I mean, there's different platforms, different buttons, so whatever the push button is, push it. Push it good. All right, we're back into the hangar, right where we arrived, and we're actually going to need the help of either a scavenger or a Jedi character. And the reason is we need some twirly pullage. So we're going to grab a couple of handholds and get up to the twirlies and spin to win all the way over to that amazing spider droid, Kyber Brick. And then last but not least, we've got MTT Games over in the corner here. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can use a grappler to pop those plugs and a force character to move that box down in the right-hand corner. And then you can sort of make your way up and across, or you can cheese it by jumping up onto this brown ship here. And, of course, if you have a grappler, you can jump in the air and grapple that. Now it's just simply a matter of waiting for these platforms to pop out. As soon as they do, make your run, and hopefully you got that Kyber Brick called MTT Games. All right, check that out. We've got 1173. So we've still got one more capital ship. And of course, we definitely have some challenges that are going to reward us with some Kyber Bricks as well. But that's pretty much coming down to the final home stretch where we just have trophy achievement cleanup after that. So, hey guys, much love to you all. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button. Check us out on social media. HappyThumbsGaming.com is available too. As for me, though, that's going to do it. As always, until next time.